A balazos anoche, Oscar Noé Medina González, alias El Panu.
For years, large-scale criminal organizations have divided their members by ranks or status, what some refer to as a hierarchy that defines each individual's position within the criminal structure. From the lowest level, such as hitmen, to plaza bosses, these titles may vary, but in essence, they all form a security ring designed to protect the organization's top leaders. Just below these leaders is an individual who acts as the brain behind their protection. They are known as security chiefs. These individuals are responsible for detecting suspicious movement, handling logistics, and organizing attacks. But their main function, true to their title, is to keep the upper command structure out of reach of the law and rival groups. Recently, the Sinaloa cartel suffered one of its hardest blows with the capture of José Ángel Canobio, better known as El Güero, a high-ranking figure long wanted by the United States. He performed this type of role, which made his loss a severe setback for the organization, led by the Guzman brothers. In addition to him, several others have been killed or arrested by authorities, including El Naini, El Pilla, and La Paris. But what if I told you there was someone with even more control and leadership than them? That individual was Oscar Noé Medina González, widely known by authorities as El Panu or El Panucho. The United States once offered a $4 million reward for information leading to his capture. However, according to multiple official reports, that is no longer an option. On December 21st, the top security chief of Joaquin Guzman's sons was reportedly killed by rivals during an attack at an establishment in Mexico City. In this episode of Crater, I'll tell you what is known about the rise and fall of one of the men who seemed invisible and untouchable. Since the extradition of Ismael El Mayo Zambada in 2024, the Sinaloa cartel has entered one of its bloodiest periods. The faction known as Los Chapitos and the faction known as La Mayiza have been locked in an internal war that has left thousands dead, countless disappearances, and a climate of terror throughout Sinaloa. According to publicly available information, El Panu was born in Culiacán, Sinaloa, on May 11, 1983. He would be around 42 years old today. Very little verified information exists about his childhood or early trajectory, which may explain how he managed to maintain such a low profile for so long. For years, U.S. authorities identified El Panu as the main security operator and day-to-day operational commander for the group, led by the eldest son of Joaquin Guzman, Ivan Archivaldo Guzman, alongside Jesus Alfredo Guzman Salazar, who, by the way, already has a video on this channel. The limited information gathered by the media and authorities suggests that El Panu joined the ranks of the Sinaloa cartel years ago and gradually rose through the organization following the fall of other security chiefs, such as El Nini, who was arrested in 2023. These losses positioned him as an increasingly critical figure. While authorities continued attempting to track his movements, he not only coordinated the personal security of the Guzman brothers, but also oversaw plaza bosses operating across several regions of the country. His area of influence extended beyond Sinaloa to Sonora, Baja California, and other northern states of Mexico, routes that have long been strategic for criminal activities such as arms trafficking and the movement of substances like fentanyl. Within U.S. intelligence reports, the figure of El Panu is analyzed as a key link in the cross-border logistics of synthetic drugs, particularly fentanyl. His name gained definitive legal relevance on April 4, 2023, when a grand jury in the Southern District of New York formally charged him in a case linking him to fentanyl trafficking, money laundering schemes, and the coordination of tactical assets. The importance of his role within the organization was reflected in the measures taken by the U.S. Department of State, which offered a $4 million reward for information leading to his capture. According to Washington's assessments, his role went far beyond administrative oversight, extending to the management of armed security units and the implementation of confrontation tactics against external actors and law enforcement forces. This profile placed him among the top strategic priorities in bilateral efforts to dismantle high-capacity trafficking network operating in the region. And for good reason. The country has faced a public health crisis due to this substance, and although mortality rates have declined in recent years, law enforcement efforts remain active, demonstrating that no one is above the law. Unintentionally, cameras made him known on October 17, 2019, during the first Culiacanazo, when authorities attempted to capture Ovidio Guzman. For the first time, the world saw, very explicitly, the man believed to be the right-hand figure of Ivan Archivaldo. However, some dispute whether the individual seen in the footage was actually El Panu, and to this day, no authority has officially confirmed his identity in that incident. This is most of what is known about his trajectory and what leads us to the most recent events. Prior to the direct attack in which he allegedly lost his life, Oscar Noé Medina Gonzalez was reportedly spotted on September 14th in Mexico City, accompanied by bodyguards while casually spending time with his family in an area known as Palacio de Hierro. 4 months later came the end for one of the most wanted men in both the United States and Mexico. On December 21st, a lone gunman entered the Luau restaurant, located in the Zona Rosa of Mexico City, and according to witnesses, fired at least 12 shots at the man believed to be the Guzman brothers' security chief. He was accompanied by a woman believed to be his partner. Initially, he was identified as Oscar Ruiz, a man allegedly associated with a restaurant chain in Mazatlan. However, reports quickly emerged claiming that he was in fact Oscar Noé Medina Gonzalez, known as El Panu. It was also revealed that the woman with him was Maria Jose Rojo, daughter of a former congressman from the National Action Party. According to reports, they had gone to visit Oscar's mother, Guadalupe Gonzalez, a surname that matches El Panu's second last name. On December 22nd, around midday, the Mexico City prosecutor's office confirmed that the victim was indeed Oscar Noé Medina Gonzalez. It was reportedly his own mother who confirmed his identity, stating that she worked as a farmer in Durango and was unaware of her son's criminal activities, let alone the $4 million reward placed on his head. All indications suggest that he may have grown complacent and lowered his guard while living under a new identity. This could represent the most severe blow to the group's structure since the conflict erupted following the capture of Ismael El Mayo Zambada. Currently, Zambada's son, Ismael Zambada Siqueiros, known as El Mayito Flaco, is locked in a struggle for control against the sons of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. There is no complete official timeline of events, but footage released shows the attacker calmly walking toward Paseo de la Reforma, then hiding inside the Reforma 222 shopping mall, just a 3-minute walk from the crime scene. There, he reportedly hid inside one of the restrooms while speaking on the phone as the chaos unfolded. Some believe the attack may have been the result of an internal betrayal. We've reached the end of this episode of Crater. Remember, all of our content is for informational and journalistic purposes. We release new content every week, so stay tuned for our upcoming videos.